welcome, welcome, welcome. Evans on the scene. We are back with the 2025 Virtual Makers Retreat, and we have Evan from Scorch Marker in the house. Hello.
Hi, Erin.
I love the colorful binder there. That's awesome.
This is how I store my mesh stencils.
Smart.
I'm learning.
Storage and organization is one of the bane to our crafting and creative existences. We have all this stuff, but we never have a place to put it, and we have great intentions of trying to figure out how to store it, and it works for a while until it doesn't, and then you have to find another thing. But I love that thing. That's pretty.
We gotta find a way. You gotta find a way.
All right, so for those that do not know what Scorch Marker is, and that's not the only product you have quite a few products. Can you tell us a little bit about who you are and what your company's about?
I would love to. First of all, thank you for having me. It is an honor to be live streaming with you. After watching your stuff, I'm like, yes, so exciting. And there's so many other great guests that you brought on today too. It's like
I feel like powerhouse.
I'm learning. Yes, it is a masterclass. So to answer your question, Erin, my name is Evan, and I'm the founder and CEO of Scorch Marker. Funny story, this was the product that got me out of the fire department.
I didn't know you were a firefighter.
I did it for almost 10 years. I was a firefighter paramedic down in Southern California. And in 2018, my wife and I were working on this wood burning plaque for our academy graduation. You know, I'm a woodworker. I'm like, okay, I got this, right?
Right.
And then I grabbed one of those soldering irons to wood burn our motto, and I destroyed the project. And I was like, okay, there's got to be another way. I don't want to let my team down. I need to figure this out. And that's when my wife and I created the first version of our Scorch Marker. Right? It's a heat-activated wood-burning liquid. So we drew it on the wood, and we applied heat using one of our heat guns, and it burned in perfectly. That was my first experience with using vinyl stencils, cutting things out on a Cricut, and I was just like, my mind was blown. Now, nothing happened.
Did you get the bug? Did you get the bug for creating? Like you got sucked in, didn't you?
So much so that we turned it into a business. Yeah, you know those thoughts where you're like, well, I wonder if other people were suffering from this problem too. Like, what would happen if we put it into a marker? And so we did, and then nothing happened. But after 3 months, we got a sale, and that gave us the wind in our sails that we needed to say, hey, you know what? What would happen if we made some videos and started talking about this? And that's literally how our company began in 2018. 2 years later, I was able to quit, and now I get to do this full time and hang out with cool people like you.
That is awesome. Yeah, it's always fun when like your hobby or your passion project becomes something that you can sustain and live off of, and it's not just the side hustle anymore. It's the full-fledged dream, which can be good and can be bad because sometimes that you lose your hobby, but you know, it's okay. It's okay.
Yes, you're 100% right. I don't woodwork anymore. I craft and I run the business, and you know, it's a whole different set of skills. But I work on it. It works on me even more, and I'm super happy with the path that we're on. So I appreciate you asking.
Yeah. So, but that's not the only product you have. It's not just the marker. You've branched out and you've kind of spread your wings a little bit more and added a few more tools into your toolkit for your business. What else do you have up your sleeve?
Well, not only am I going to tell you, but I'm also going to show you. And I think we're going to see some eyes pop too when this happens, because it happens for me every time. So it turns out, you know, woodworkers weren't buying our stuff. It was crafters. It was our ladies, our Crafted Carols, our Pinterest Pollies. And so I'm like, okay, I think we're going to need to become a crafting company here. So we started paying attention. We started listening to what people were saying, started asking them questions. I started to get to know everybody, and they had all these problems. I'm like, I can fix that. I can fix that. And that's how we've come up with our other products, like our Scorch Paint, for example, which I'm going to demo today. It's a paintable version of our marker, and it works incredibly well. And you know, we've come out with things like finishing oils and sanding kits, and we have our own version of our heat gun that's specifically designed for our products. We have all kinds of
quick question about the heat gun.
Kits.
You can't use, like for all of us that are in our crafty world, we have embossing heat guns, right? And they can only get up to a certain temperature. Is that high enough of a temperature, or do we have to use a higher temperature one for this to work?
You know, traditionally it was, I would always say the higher temperature, but we've worked so hard on the formula to lower the activation temperature that embossing heat guns will work on the thinner, smaller pieces of wood. So it's not off the table. It might be a little bit slower, but if it's something you already have, it's worth trying before buying a bigger heat gun.
Absolutely. Well, that's music to my ears. I love being able to not have to go buy everything brand new to just do a new project. So if it's just buy one new thing and get to play, I love that. That's amazing.
Totally. It'll also work in a heat press. So if you have a heat press,
Oh,
or you have like a little torch you use for creme brulee or things like that, you could use that too.
I did not know about the heat press. You've just exploded my mind now. Wow.
Oh yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
like the greatest thing ever.
I know. I
Sweet.
know. Especially if you want to use the paint on leather or denim or felt, because it works on those things. Works really well in a heat press.
I did not. I like my mind always just goes to wood because that's like the
Yeah.
examples I've seen. But fabrics, that is so cool. Okay,
Yep.
now I'm really gonna have some fun because I was so like tethered into the one little thing. I'm like, okay, I got wood, I got the gun, I'm good to go. But and I got to stop saying that GUN word while we're live. So I'm gonna get copyright nailed.
Yeah, we'll call it a hot air tool. That'll
Heat
work.
appliance. There we go.
Yeah,
The heat
exactly.
tool.
Oh, but I forgot one more thing I did want to mention. We've all heard of Mod Podge. They've been around for a really long time. And we asked our ladies, what is it about Mod Podge that you don't like? How would you fix it? And that product you held up, our Maker's Magic,
I
that's how
know,
it came to be. So I'm excited to show you some ornament making with this. It's going to be a ton of fun.
All right. So what's first? What are we gonna play with first?
I thought we would make a cutting board. So you
Okay.
saw me with my big stencil binder that I just organized recently. And I pulled out a couple of stencils that I made this one the other day on my printer. I did the whole UV exposure thing, and it worked amazingly well. So one of my close friends designed this little lazy cat, laying around. So I thought I'd combine it with this other mesh stencil. We'll put it on the board, burn it in, add some finishing oil, and I'll show you the finished product and the process.
Now I've got loads of stencils that are not like the sticky stencils that I have used for crafting. Ones that are the Mylar kind of stencils. Does that work as well?
They do. They do. I will say this though, Mylar is my least favorite just because they're not adhesive and the edges can kind of move a little bit. But if you tape
Got
it
it.
down and use like a makeup sponge to apply the paint, totally works.
Cool.
Yeah, but
All right, we have-
I've
Oh, sorry. So we just have another question. We're going back to the heat press thing. How would you put the over under while using a heat press?
so you have to bear with me. I don't own a heat press yet. Okay.
Sounds like we need to get you hooked up.
Yes, you do. For the ladies that I've talked to that have used the heat press, they put parchment paper that doesn't have wax on it on both sides, and that's all they needed to do.
Okay. So just like you were going to heat press anything else, same concept. Is there a temperature 400 about?
Yeah, I would put it on the highest setting. And what's really cool about our Scorch paint is if it's not burned all the way, it will turn blue to give you a visual indicator of, hey, we need more heat. So you get to the blue, not hot enough. You want to get it to be black.
Got it. Okay. Now, if you've got questions, please ask, because I know I have oodles of questions and I'm going to be asking them, but those watching, ask away. All right. So you've got, is there certain woods that work better than others? And can they be finished or unfinished? Where do we start from here?
I'm really glad you asked that because bamboo is not my favorite. It's really common and it's really cheap, but because that wood grain is so thick and prominent, it acts like a straw and it will pull ink. And you'll find that with paints and all kinds of stuff. So I kind of steer clear of bamboo. I'm a huge fan of maple and walnut and sourwood. Even those big planks you get at Michael's, like this sourwood or basswood, it works really, really well. So today we're going to be using a maple cutting board.
Pine?
This one's maple. Oh,
No, but does
pine
pine
works
work?
great. Yeah,
Okay.
so what we want to stay away from when it comes to pine is you'll see some of those slices with alternating rings of color, like dark brown and light yellow. So that's the different sapwoods and heartwoods kind of mixed in. You will get a different effect on each ring. So if that's the look you're going for, great. Otherwise, pine isn't my favorite.
Okay. Okay. Good to
Yeah.
know. So kind of play with it. And I'm guessing a lighter color wood would be better than a darker color wood to give you the better contrast.
Totally, totally. But there's a few behind me, like this walnut board here. It still pops, and especially in the light. So if you're looking for a subtle look, you can go with a darker wood. If you really want it to stand out, lighter woods like this work great.
Okay. All right. I'm intrigued. I want to see. I love to see all the things.
I know, right? So what I have in front of me, this is our sanding kit. It's a hook and loop design like Velcro, and it comes with a bunch of different grits, and that's the most important part of the process, the prep work. You just have to give it a light sanding because you brought up some woods with finish and unfinished woods, right? And what we don't want to do is we don't want to try and heat up paint or oils that are on the wood or come from the manufacturers. One, because it's not safe, and two, because it just won't work as well. So I always like to take 120 grit sandpaper and then 240 grit sandpaper. That will give you the best surface to apply the paint. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm just sanding along with the wood grain, just like this. This is the old woodworker coming out in me, Erin. You know, you always want to sand with the grain, right? With the grain. If you go across it like this, our eyes pick up on these tiny little scratches. And so I just take my sanding kit and I just give it a light sanding with 120 grit and make sure the surface is fairly clean. And then I bump it up to
You don't need to go all out
240.
and pull out the electric sander and it out of there.
Now, if you have one of those, it's going to save your shoulder. But today we don't need it.
Well, it's a workout. It's all good. It's all good.
I know, right? I can always use an extra workout anyway. But a lot of times these woods will come with oils or finishes on them, especially some of the stuff we buy at the craft stores. A lot of it's really good. You know, they do a good job of making it raw and ready to go. But I always sand. There's just always something there.
Right.
We want to set ourselves up for success. You can see all the dust that came off that with a really light sanding. It was no big deal. This mesh stuff works great. So now I'm going to switch it over to 240 grit just to make it a little smoother.
So you went from more of a coarse sanding paper to a thinner sanding paper for those that don't understand the numbers. Okay.
That's right. Yeah, the lower number is coarse. The higher the number is smoother. And so a lot of people are saying, well, why don't you just start with like 600, you know, and just use only that one? Well, you can, but it will take you about 4 times as long. That's the secret with sanding. You start with the low number and you work your way up to the higher numbers. That way, it's a little bit more effective.
Got it. Makes sense.
Yep. So
How do
that's
the
looking
woods from,
good.
let's say, like Dollar Tree, like they have a whole bunch of just blank woods, but raw, I'm assuming they're raw wood. How do those work?
Yeah, I can show you an example of that later too, because I have some of those raw, cheaper woods. Now, a lot of that stuff, the really thin, really pure white stuff, that's Baltic birch that comes from Russia. And it's laminated together with glues. The problem with that wood is it's grown really, really fast for production. And so the wood grain is a little thick and it can kind of peel up sometimes with your stickers. And sometimes it can pull inks and paint, you know, and make your design bleed a little bit. However,
like
I've
when we
had
painted,
good-
it kind of oozes out into the wood a little bit.
Oh yeah, totally. Totally. That's what we want to avoid. So I always do a little bit of testing, but I found our Scorch paint works really well on it. We designed it to work with that type of wood because we know it's so popular and it's so easily available. It's hard to find
And
this
it's
stuff.
affordable. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so what I did just now is I took just a little shop towel, like a little paper towel, and I'm just wiping off the dust. That'll make the stencil stick better and prevent the paint from bleeding. So I'm gonna take this cute little kitty and I'm gonna take this right here. Good things take time. I think that goes well with a little napping cat.
I love that.
And we're just gonna put the stencils down together and you're gonna be amazed at how quickly this burns in. Every time, I feel like it's Christmas. It's so fun.
And another quick question. After you're done sanding, you used a dry towel. Don't use a wet towel because we don't want to have the wet in any way, correct?
Exactly. Okay. You nailed it. You nailed it. And you know, if the wood gets a little wet, that's okay. We have a hot air tool that we can dry it off with.
It's true. It's true.
I had a lot of fun making these stencils. Mesh stencils have become my favorite. I don't know about you, but you can kind of tell when a stencil is vinyl. You know what I mean? Because of the design and the pattern and the cut. But with these mesh stencils, you're able to get so much detail. It's a ton of fun. So we're working on some like really cool vintage designs and stuff. I'm really excited about it. I'm gonna grab a roller really quick. There's a few tools in my arsenal that I didn't realize I would love so much, like these little silicone rollers.
I'm giving you full so we can really see you. So I'm giving you the full screen so everybody can see you really well.
Okay, great. I appreciate that. And I will hold all of this stuff up in between the steps so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So right now I'm taking a roller and I'm pressing down the mesh stencil because what I don't want is I don't want the paint to like spread out underneath the stencil. And I found that using a roller and pushing it down really helps. You don't have a roller, that's okay. You don't have to use one. You can use the back side of the plastic. Just push down.
Or if you're already doing like vinyl and stuff like that, you might have like your little felt squeegee thing. Some of us have those. I'm sure I've got one around here somewhere, but like we use that when we put vinyl on things, kind of the same question or the same concept.
100%.
So there is a
100%.
question about what is a mesh stencil?
A mesh stencil is the same thing as a silkscreen stencil. And so what's really cool is that you have this backing and it has this really, really fine metal mesh. And then this layer on top is kind of like I don't know what kind of material it is, but it cures with UV light. And so what it does is it allows you to have detail that you normally wouldn't be able to get with a vinyl stencil. For example, there's no way we could cut that kitty hair out on a cutting machine. There's just no way we'd be able to get that amount of detail, especially without a transfer tape. So by having the mesh underneath and borrowing from the t-shirt industry, the silkscreen industry, we're able to get detail like this on stencils that makes you look like a crafty genius. So they become a new
So,
favorite very quickly.
excuse me, sorry about that. Are these the same as like the chalk couture stencils?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yes, they are. Yep. And I have a lot of their stuff. Okay, so now that these stencils are pressed down, all these parts that aren't blue or green, that's the gaps. That's where the paint's going to go, and it's going to create a reverse of this image. So what's really cool about our Scorch paint is you can see it doesn't drip out or anything. It's kind of like a jelly. But if you stir it up, it will turn into a liquid. We've designed this on purpose this way because it makes applying it so much easier. You can use a brush, but today I'm going to use this little silicone scraper. This is my favorite way to apply it to the stencil because you can get a nice even coating. So I'll show you what that looks like right now. I'm going to scrape a little bit onto the silicone brush like this. And then I'm going to come to the stencil and I'm just going to start scraping it across. It goes on really, really fast and really, really smoothly. This is the same techniques that silkscreen or t-shirt printers will use. They'll put the stencil down on the shirt, scrape the ink over, and then remove it and do the next one. So I've borrowed a lot from that industry in terms of making things work better.
How much do we apply? Like, do you want to make sure it's a nice thin coating? Like, how do you know if it's enough or too much?
It's a great question. You want a nice thin coating. You don't need a lot. With this stuff, less is more. Less is more. So
Okay.
you can see I just scraped off a bunch of the extra. And then
And you can put that right back
here.
in the jar and use it again?
Yes, you can. You can also use these
Fantastic.
stencils over and over again. I just take this to the sink, I rinse it out, and it's ready to use again.
Fabulous.
I know, right?
So there was a
Especially 'cause how
question about,
expensive.
yeah. Do you have stencils for sale in your store as well?
Not
And
yet.
what sizes would you have? They're not
I don't
yet.
have any for sale yet, but it's something that we're actively working on. In fact, I was just designing some yesterday and this morning with a friend of mine who is a much better artist than I am. So we're going to come out with our own unique designs. But that's the trouble, Erin, is like, how do I know what a good design is? How do I know what people are going to want? So instead of trying to risk it, we're going to create a handful of designs and let our community tell us what they like the most. So I'm open to suggestions.
Yeah,
I'm totally
yeah.
open to suggestions. Now, you can see I've got a thin layer of the paint on there. There aren't any big globules or chunks because we really want a thin layer. But I'm going to go one step further. And I'm going to take this paper towel and I'm going to put it on top just like that. And I'm just going to roll across it just once. Nothing crazy. I just want to pick up any extra so that way the layer on the wood is nice and thin. You can see how much I was able to take up. It wasn't a ton. But this will give you the best results possible.
Very cool.
So now that we've applied it, I'm just going to grab the edge of the stencil like this. And I'm just going to peel it off. Just like that. Already. Now that looks cool enough as it is, but it's going to look even better when we burn it in. So that's what the board's going to look like, and that's all going to turn black here in just a minute. So we're going to use our hot air tool. Now this one we've designed to be extra hot with a little tip on it to make it more accurate. You can get these for like $9 at Harbor Freight. Okay, they're cheap. Or you can try your embossing heat gun on a high temperature setting. You can bake it in the oven, you can use a torch, you can use a heat press. As long as you can get it to around 350 degrees Fahrenheit, it should trigger the reaction. Now it's not just surface level either. This is going to burn into the wood, which is very different from traditional wood burning because it leaves divots and dents where food can get trapped, or you can't sand away your mistakes if you make one. But with Scorch paint, you can sand away your mistakes because it's nice and surface level. So let's heat this up together. I'm going to start with a kitty down here. you're going to see it start to turn blue, right? See that blue? That means
Yep.
we need to go a little bit hotter. So I'm just going to apply a little bit more heat. And you can see it burning right into the wood, just like that.
There it is.
Yeah, so let's do the rest of it.
It's like magic.
It's my favorite part, 100%. And the
Very
detail you can
reminiscent for
get.
those of us that do heat embossing with like embossing powder, how it changes color. You know, you're done. Same concept.
Absolutely. Heat embossing is a lot of fun. I love the metallics you can get, all kinds of
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
Aaron, what kind of heat press do you have?
I have a few different ones. I have a little funny one that looks like a little iron. It's a little tiny thing. There. So I've got like this little guy. So I use this for
Okay.
small projects.
Okay.
And it can get up to about 400, which is nice. So I feel like if I was going to do like a small thing, I could attempt to try this on that. But that might be
Oh,
worth
totally.
it, just little small things. And then I've got like 8x8 handheld press that you press down on. And then I just
Okay.
recently got one of the auto presses where you place it in there, you slide it in, you push a button, and the whole thing with pressure and everything does it for me. I'm like, yay! That is
sounds really
magic
nice.
right there.
Yeah, that sounds
Game
really
changer.
nice. Yeah. Now, have you made a lot of t-shirts and totes and other things like that?
Oh yeah. Actually, as one of our sponsors for this retreat is Artist Bree, and they're all about sublimation with markers and paints and things. And so we are doing keychains and tote bags, and we're playing with their paints that they have and doing all kinds of stuff. So I've been teaching quite a few classes in sublimation. I love it. Oh, look how cute. I'm looking down here because my screen's down here. I'm being a little prying eye. Oh,
Yep.
that is so
Cute little
cool.
board, right? So fun.
That is
Now,
adorable.
after the live stream, I'm gonna take these stencils and I'm just gonna go rinse them out in the sink and they'll be ready to go for the next project. One of the other reasons why I love these mesh stencils, they're so reusable, but it's still missing something. I think you would agree with me. You know, it just needs a little extra zhuzh. So what we've put together is a food safe finishing oil. This is made with like MCT oil and a few essential oils. It's really simple, 3 ingredients, smells good, won't hurt your body. You could drink it if you wanted to. It's just a little,
I'll pass.
yeah, exactly. Unless you
But
like
it's
orange
nice
oil
to know
a
that it's
lot.
food safe and food grade safe. So that's nice.
Exactly. That's why we use it on our boards, because what this is going to do, it's going to do a couple things. It's going to pop the grain on the board and make it look just way nicer, and it's going to protect and seal it in. So if you're using this in the kitchen or if you're displaying it, it just gives it that finished look. So I just pour a little on, and I take a little paper towel like this and I just rub it on. And that is literally it. It was faster than using a wood burning tool. I think it looks nicer. You can get a little bit more detail. You don't have to burn your fingers. You don't have to be incredibly skilled. You don't have to spend hours learning a new process. But you can
Yeah.
still get cool gifts made for friends and loved ones and holidays and all kinds of stuff. All of our cutting boards in our house are scorched. It's so funny.
Well, and I
Yeah.
feel like I have, like with a wood burning tool, I don't draw, I don't paint freehand. I like to do all different kinds of creative arts and crafts. But for me to like to draw that or to try and do, you know, with a wood burning tool, I would never be able to get that quality and that cool of a design on it. So now I feel like I'm a total pro if I can do that.
Oh yeah, your friends and family are going to ask you how you make it look so good. Yeah, little did they know that it was the husband behind the scenes that was making stuff in the warehouse just like this. And so you can see like this whole wall behind me, all done with our products, and it's been a ton of fun. I'll just show you real quick. One of my favorites is that Hocus Pocus board that you see right here.
Oh, I love that one.
Just cute
Oh,
Halloween.
that's so much fun.
Yeah, so a lot of them have been made by our customers or by us with our products, and it's something fun to display and get out there. But you can see the difference on the unfinished wood versus the finished with the oil and the design. It just, it
Yeah.
pops. It pops. And
just
I'd be so excited if someone
completes
gave
the
this to
look.
me. Yeah, totally.
So the difference between the marker is that it's a marker. So if you wanted to freehand draw something, or if you're, but could you still use the marker with the stencils as well instead of the paint?
You won't be able to use the marker with the mesh stencils because the marker tip can't get past the mesh. You know, these
Okay.
open pieces right here, you can still kind of see the red tint on it. There's a really, really fine wire mesh in there, and the marker tip won't penetrate it. So that's why we came out with the paint. Also, we have made 252 variations of this formula. Took us 252 tries to get here from our first marker. And,
Sounds like the light bulb situation.
straight up, straight up. Yeah, except I think it might have cost us a little bit more.
Well, you
And
know,
yep, the things we do for our business. But I bring that up
it's true.
because we've taken the Scorch paint formula and adapted it for a marker. And this is the very last time you're probably going to see one of these because we've changed the look, we've changed the formula, we've changed the how it all works, and it's going to be out in a few months, and I'm really excited about it. So that means you will
I,
be able to use a combination of the two. For example, like let's say that you have someone you want to celebrate, a retirement party. Everybody in the office wants to sign a cutting board. You would do a design on here. They all sign it on the back. It's going to be really cool.
that well, and we kind of did that at Creativation. Somebody brought a board, and there was
Yeah.
somebody who was retiring, and we all signed it, and we heat set it right there. And I thought that
Yeah.
was like that's such a cool gift to give somebody.
Yeah.
You know, if you've got a wedding, if you want to do like, you know, everybody's got like sign the card at the wedding reception, but
Yeah.
now you can do it on a wood board as a keepsake for forever. So that's really cool.
Exactly. At our wedding, we had wood Jenga blocks that we had cut out, and we had a Jenga tower. And as the guests come in, they would write their name on a Jenga block and scorch it in. And then we
Oh,
had
how
this
fun!
Jenga set of all these cool memories from the wedding. It was great.
That's cool. Oh, how fun! How do you have it on display? Does it have the Jenga set in your house now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we just we'll play with it from time to time and reminisce about some of the people that signed it. Brings up memories. It's a ton of fun.
That's so cool. What a neat idea.
I
Look
know,
at
right?
that.
Yep. So of course my wife was like, "Hey, we need a Jenga set," and I'm like, "Okay, I'm on it. I will make you a Jenga set."
Oh, you didn't go buy one. You actually made it yourself.
Yeah, we made
Of
the
course
little
you did.
big jumbo ones, and of course we
Oh,
did. It was fun.
like the outdoor backyard version.
Yes, yes.
Got it. Got
Yeah.
it. So you've got another product. You kept mentioning like these Christmas ornaments, and
Yes.
there's these two other little bottles here. Let's chit chat about that a minute.
I would love to. So one of the things that I've found is that most of the ladies out there that are making these types of ornaments, oh, just grabbing them. They're right here. We see these ornaments all the time, like these cute little Grinches, right? You have these like just beautiful looking stuff. And I was watching ladies make these, and I'm like, you're using a wood finish. You're using a polyacrylic to pour in here and pour out and coat it with the glitter.
Or there was like a
like-
cleaner that people were using too for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like,
weird.
dude, there's got to be a better way. It turns out our Maker's Magic is perfect for this application, whether you're making these big, giant jumbo ones or whether you want to use these smaller ones. So I did a bunch of research, talked to our ladies, and I said, hey, you know, what ornaments are the most popular? Turns out these oblong, large ones with the removable top were their favorites. So I got a bunch and I put together a kit that comes with Maker's Magic and a squeeze bottle and a little silicone funnel and a bunch of ornaments. The only thing you need is glitter to make something like this. And that's what I want to demo today because I thought it was a total game changer. And there's no other craft product on the market that I know of that can replicate what Maker's Magic can do. So,
But
how do
that's
we
not
make
all
one?
it can do. It's not just the ornaments. Like it can do a lot of different things.
You're right. You're right. I appreciate you bringing that up. We designed it to be a better version of Mod Podge. We wanted something that people could paint on that would dry clear without brush strokes or bubbles. We wanted something that was water-based. We wanted something that was really easy to use, didn't have a really intense smell, and it needed to dry fast, like 15, 30 minutes max.
Right.
And so that's how we came up with our Maker's Magic. So you can glue leather, you can use it on outdoor projects, you can do it with glitter, you can put it on top of concrete and masonry and glass and all these really cool things. And it's become my go-to for just basically gluing just about anything. My grandma will text me all the time, Evan, I used your Maker's Magic to fix my shoes and my couch. What else can I use it for? And it humbles me every time.
That's fun.
Yeah, it is. And so when I saw ladies make these like cool little Grinches and stuff with our product, I'm like, oh, yes.
Perfect.
We're onto something here. So I want to show you exactly how easy it is. And what I'm going to grab here is a solo cup. This is my best friend when it comes to making these ornaments because you can pop off the top and put it upside down and let it drain. Just kind of holds it there for you and keeps the mess down. You don't want to get your hands all sticky with Maker's Magic. Otherwise, you'll have to run to the sink and wash them. So I'm going
Or
to put
I'd
on
be
some
more
gloves.
concerned about the glitter, you know, like getting glitter everywhere. That would be my issue.
You're right. And inevitably, it always gets everywhere. But we can at least
I
keep
love
it
how
to a
you're putting
minimum.
on gloves for this. You're like, not doing the glitter. Gloves it is.
Yes, I'm not going home with glittery fingers, okay?
Susan's got a funny little comment. She's like, okay, with the Jenga blocks, when the person's like that one person that you name you draw, do you blame them when it topples?
Absolutely, every time. Sometimes I've even sent them texts. Like, take a little
It was
photo and be
all
like,
your
this
fault.
is your fault, Jeff. It's a good time. So the reason the kit comes with the funnel is because I want to cut down on the mess. And also it's made out of silicone. These collapsible little guys.
Oh,
Some people
fun.
will take it and stick it over the top and pour it like this. But I like to simply take my ornament, put it in the solo cup so it holds it for me. I put a little funnel in there and I just pour a little bit of Maker's Magic into the ornament. I probably poured just a little bit too much there, but that's all right. I take the funnel out, and now all of a sudden you have some Maker's Magic in your ornament. All you have to do is swirl it and coat the inside, just like that. Sometimes I'll even take a paper towel like this, block the top, and just turn it upside down and coat the inside of the ornament just like that. And once it's been fully coated, I just pour it right back into the bottle.
Oh, I love that we can just use up the, like, we don't have to throw away what's already been in there. Obviously, if it's touched the glitter, you don't want to put that back in the container, but,
Right.
you know, if it's great.
Totally.
I feel like I can
Now here's
use-
the secret.
That jar's going to last a long time.
Yes, absolutely. Because you really only need a thin layer. But here's the secret to making a good glitter ornament. You want all that liquid to drain out. So I'm going to put this upside down in the solo cup, and you see those drips? We want one drip every 5 to 10 seconds. That's how you know you've gotten the right amount on the inside. So I'm just going to set that down in the cup and let it drain for maybe like a minute or two. And then I'll check the drips and make sure it's ready. But the fun part is coming up next because I have so many jars of glitter right here. And we're not going to just use one color. We're not going to just use one type. We're going to do like a little mix and match. I got some chunky stuff. I've got some fine stuff. So I don't know, maybe someone in the audience can shout out a couple of colors to mix together that they might want to see combined. I've got just about everything you can think of over here, from the shiny, brilliant metallic stuff to the unicorn spit type of stuff.
All right, let's shout out the first two colors that get mentioned. That's what we're going to go with.
Yep,
Betty's got a
and-
color. Shout them out.
And I'm going to mix them together in this cup and we're going to pour it into the ornament and you're going to see how cool it looks, how quickly it takes effect.
All right, well, we had 3 colors shouted out. We have purple, and then somebody
Okay.
said teal and pink. So
Okay. Why don't we
can
just
do
do
all
all of
3.
them?
Let's do them all.
Yeah. So I've got a pink right here. This one looks good.
Oh,
and
pink's
then
really
let's
winning
go-
here.
Okay,
Somebody
we got
else said
purple.
pink.
We've got a purple and a pink, and then let's use this lighter colored blue. So what do you think about those 3?
Perfect. I love it.
Okay, let's get the rest out of the way so you can see.
I love the business expense when it's like, how much glitter did you buy for the business? Don't ask.
Yep, that is a production expense, my dear accounting team. Don't you know how much it costs to craft?
Tis true. Tis true.
Yeah, you can't get away from it. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of glitter. I'm going to pour it in here. Now I'm using clear cups so you can see what I'm doing, but I'm just mixing in a bunch of glitter. So I'll pour some in there, right there. And now comes the blue. You don't need a ton, and you can always add more. And then I'm just going to mix it up. Oh, wow, that looks really cool. I don't know how well you can see
Oh,
that.
fun.
Glitter never shows up as good as it needs to on camera. It's always better in person, but that is a nice mix. Great job. Great job picking colors. Okay, let's check our ornament. Let's see. See if I can get a drip to come off. 1. Okay, we're looking really good. Definitely less than 5 seconds or more than 5 seconds. So we're safe. So I'm just gonna dab away this rim right here real quick so I don't get it on my fingers. Now, I'm gonna take this cup and I'm gonna kind of crease the edge just a little bit so I can make sure I don't spill. I'm not gonna use the same funnel because I don't want a bunch of glitter stuck to my funnel. And then I'm just gonna pour it in to the ornament just like that.
Everybody's commenting about how you picked good colors, or you're telling the audience to pick good colors. Their comment back to you is, well, we are crafters overall.
Yes, and I am not. I'm a humble student here, okay? So I'm gonna learn from you. Okay, you ready for the magic? I'm just gonna block off the top with a paper towel. It's done.
Fast and
That's
easy.
it. Just need to shake it. That's it. So one of the things that I really like to do is inevitably there's going to be a little bit of extra glitter left in that ornament. So I will just pour it back into the cup. And then I like to take all the leftovers and I make like a big ornament. It's fun. You never know what it's going to look like, how it's going to turn out. It's kind of fun to mix them all together at the end. Then I'm going to take this little top. I'm going to stick it right back in. And now you have a
Finished.
homemade ornament in minutes. Whether you
There you
want to do the big
go.
ones, the small ones, the round ones, that's how this Grinch was made. These are vinyl decals on the outside, and they glued a little bit of hair on top. Or you can take a vinyl stencil or a mesh stencil and put it on the outside and put a little paint on there to give it some extra color pop. You can mix the fine with the chunky. You can do all kinds of fun stuff. And man, it's so fast. And
Yeah.
I love the shape.
And I'm assuming because it is water-based and we're dealing with glitter, like this is a project you can do with kids too.
Yes, my son's actually on our website, holding up ornaments like this. Yeah, we did a big crafting session.
Look, Dad, look what I did.
Yes, exactly. And his eyes lit up as soon as he shook the ornament. He was just like,
Oh,
I had my mom and my grandma over for Thanksgiving last year, and we had a little ornament party, and they were having a blast. And it was just, they were just making memories, you know, with their son and in the craft room. And we just had this shared experience. It was really cool. And we were just making glitter ornaments, nothing fancy, nothing crazy, but they still had a great time. So something for all ages. Absolutely.
very cool.
Yeah.
I
Let's do
love that.
one. You want to do one
Oh,
more
there
where we
is
mix chunky?
one other question that we have. It says, do you have to leave the top off for a bit to make sure it's dry, or can you just pop the top on right away?
Put it back on right away. Yep. You
Okay.
don't have to wait at all. You can if you'd like to. But you can see nothing really happened. It just slipped right in there and it's ready to go. There's enough of an air gap in here that the Maker's Magic will dry inside regardless of whether you put the top on or not.
Very cool.
Yep.
Roberta's saying that she's been seeing this pop up on her Instagram for the past little while, so she's gonna need to get it. I did put the link to go purchase your kit down in the information section of the video, so head on over and
Fantastic.
you can snag it.
Well, turns out too that just before this live stream, I created a coupon code, Erin, ERIN. And so if you use that code, you will get free shipping, 20% off, and a free mystery gift, but only for the next 24 hours.
And this is going directly to your website too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, totally.
And then I will
And
add that
then,
in. When's the expiration date? Because I'm going to add that to our coupon code thing. Write
midnight
this down.
tomorrow.
Oh, you got to do it now. Okay. So it's just ERIN, my name.
That's it. Just your name.
Got it.
And so you'll get a little handwritten note from me. You'll get an extra little mystery gift. And my undying gratitude for supporting my family, because this, honestly, my daughter works with me. She does the shipping. My wife helps with the projects and all kinds of stuff. So it really is a family-run business, and it's a ton of fun.
They're asking, is Erin in all caps? Right now I have it linked over to Amazon. So I'm going to go, as soon as we're done, I'm going to switch it and have it go to your website
Sure.
instead. But yeah, it's Erin all caps, or does it matter?
Doesn't matter.
I'll put it in. Okay.
Yeah, I built a coupon code so it was all lowercase just to make it easy.
And what was
but
the
yeah.
percent again? You said it so fast.
20% off.
Woohoo!
And
All
and free
right.
shipping and a free gift. You could get a bottle of Maker's Magic. You could get a sanding kit. You could get a piece of wood or some spatulas, utensils. You could get Scorch paint. Usually I'll pick something that goes along with what you ordered because I'm
Got
still
it.
doing a lot of the packing myself. But, you know, before we move on to Erin, I want to show you what it would look like if we mix chunky and fine glitter together. It's kind of fun. And I also really enjoy this process too, so why not? Indulge me.
I think
Indulge
you're having
me.
more fun. We're indulging. We'll ask some more questions. And so is the paint and the paste, are they basically the same product? Are we just using that term interchangeably?
So we have created a paste that's a little bit thicker,
Okay.
but right now it's not available for sale.
Okay.
It's still something we're fine tuning a little bit. So right now the paint and paste, yeah, you can use it interchangeably, but the technical name is Scorch paint, and that's that
Got
thick
it.
stuff we used before.
And then where can we find it? The link is out. As of right now, the link is going to Amazon, which still fulfills the order. But if you're wanting to use the coupon code, I will change it as soon as this video is done. And I'll make sure that we link to the right place so you can use that code.
Totally. We're sold out on Amazon, so the only place to get it right now is on our website.
Oh.
I send stuff in and it sells out before I can get more in. And I'm just like, whoa, this is kind of crazy.
That is a good problem to have. Oh, and somebody is saying do blue for Erin when you're using colors.
Okay. You got it. So I've got a little bit of this gold and orange color and some chunky silver. And I think I'll throw in some of this champagne looking metallic too, just to add a
Ooh,
little
pretty.
extra. Yeah,
I like champagne and silver and all those fun metallic-y colors. Those are cool.
I know, right? So this is kind of what it's going to look like a little bit. We're going to get that into the ornament and see how well it looks. It's been a
Very
while
cool.
since I've mixed chunky and fine glitter before, but we've had some success in the past, so why not try it? Now, if it doesn't work, okay, I promise I'll figure out a way. But I think it should. Let's add a little bit of
Sounds
this
like you're one of
in there
those
too.
types of people that likes to solve a problem. See a need, fill a need, right?
You know it. I'm sure you're the same way.
Yeah.
So you're doing a live stream like a marathon. How many more hours do you have on your schedule today?
For today, there's only one more after us, and it's Katie Pertique
Okay.
coming in with Arden Studios. So,
Oh, amazing.
yeah,
It
yeah.
blows me away how talented you are organizing people and setting all this stuff up. I get
Well,
overwhelmed,
thank you.
but clearly, yeah, I'm learning a lot from you at the moment. Okay, let's
Once a year,
see.
that's when I do this craziness. Once a year.
That makes sense. All right, we don't have any drips. Now, notice how there's bubbles in there? No big deal. Those will pop when the
Okay.
glitter touches it. We don't have anything to worry about. So, let's wipe it off. And let's pour some glitter in here. Why not? I'm really curious to see how this looks with the silver and the orange and the champagne. So I'm just gonna pour it in. Oh,
I love how my audience is like, well, she likes all the colors. She likes rainbows. She likes everything. So just go with whatever colors. They know me so well.
I love that. It's so cool. All right, so we've got the chunky stuff in there. We've got the other stuff in here. Let's go a slow. Let's do a slow shake. Nope, not gonna work. I just got to do it.
So we can take out
And
your
there we have
aggression.
it.
Like, "Arr."
Right. And there we go. Not bad, honestly. So
Very
let's
cool.
put it back in here, mix it all together in the jar. And our second ornament is done. I'm gonna take the little top. This is probably gonna be the hardest part, is getting this little top in there. So I put one side in, and then I push the other side. Slides right on. So look at that, Erin. These are the ornaments we made together today. Not
Yay.
bad,
Look
right?
at that. Like we've only been live for 43 minutes and we made 2 ornaments and a whole cutting board.
I know, right? That's our
I love
goal. We
that.
want to make it easier and faster. You know, for a lot of people, crafting is their form of therapy. It's a form of self-expression. It's a way to make memories, or most importantly, for some, it's a way to make money. At craft
Yep.
fairs, selling these boards and getting their art out there into the hands of other people, they're using that creativity to provide. And I love that. And so when I see our ladies, you know, making stuff and they're able to bust out 10 projects in just a couple of hours and then go to the crafts fairs and sell them, I'm like, yes! I'll buy one too.
Yeah.
Like, it looks so good. So it's really cool to see. And so I feel like we're enabling people to achieve those things. Very rewarding.
Oh, we have another question. It's like, do you have some sort of a sample that shows the difference between the Maker's Magic and Mod Podge on like glass so we can see the clarity of it?
Let's see. Handy? No.
But do you
There
have a
might be
video on your
something.
YouTube channel?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's one
Okay.
of our most popular videos. It got like 10 million views. I was painting Mod Podge against Maker's Magic on glass.
I am very impressed with 10 million views. Wow.
Yeah. And then we just squirted some water on it, and the Mod Podge peeled right off, turned white and milky.
Oh.
And the Maker's Magic, nothing happened. It was solid. I had to use a razor blade to scrape it off, like, and a lot of extra elbow grease. I was really impressed. That video helped a lot when people could see the difference. Now,
Right.
if I twist the camera a little bit, you'll see some puzzles up there too. Let's see if I can
Oh,
get it.
you're using it to seal the puzzles once they're done?
Yep, so I've got a
love
bunch of
that.
puzzles up there, and I've got a bunch of puzzles over here. And all of those puzzles
Very
have been
cool.
sealed with Maker's Magic. Just one little light coat, and it's all glued together and solid. Like solid. It looks like you put epoxy on it. It's really cool.
There was another question. Are the ornaments glass or acrylic, or does it matter? Can we do it on either?
They'll both work. These ornaments are made out of acrylic, so they're not going to break. And in the kit that I was showing you, it comes with 12. It comes with 12 ornaments. So if you're doing your ornament exchanges this year, you want to get together with the family or the kids, it's fun. Or if you want to get a little cheeky, and this is my idea, you can tell it's not the greatest, I just wanted to have some fun with it.
Hey, there's
So
nothing wrong with a good Halloween ornament. I love it. It's a whole jack-o'-lantern vibe. It's cool. It's cool.
that stays in the box.
Be proud of your creation. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Okay, we're learning over here. I've also had some fun taking mason jars and coating the inside with glitter and putting
Oh,
like
yeah.
fairy lights inside and just kind of making like little setups like that. It's been a ton of fun. But my favorite use case is using the Maker's Magic for the ornaments, glues, and for like puzzles. If you just want something like a clear coat to bring your project together and seal it, make it look finished, that's when I turn to Maker's Magic.
So there's another question. Are there any mediums that you cannot use Maker's Magic on? Is it dishwasher safe, food safe?
I'm so glad you brought that up. Food contact safe, yes. We made sure that all of our products are. Dishwasher safe? I'd probably say no. Dishwasher is brutal. It is hot and wet and soapy. And so while I've done dishwasher tests, like I've decoupaged jars and run them through the dishwasher, they'll work, but after a 3, 4, 5, maybe not. Maybe not.
Yeah.
So probably not the best to use in a dishwasher. But there are a few things that you don't want to use Maker's Magic on. One of those being copper and brass, like those really bright colored metals. It can change the color or tarnish it a little bit. The other thing too, which is really common, is acrylic paints. Because acrylic paints are water-based and because Maker's Magic is water-based, you run the risk of smearing your design a little bit. It doesn't always happen, but if you're using a brush and like repeatedly going back and forth, it can lift up your design a little bit. And so we're coming out with a spray to fix that challenge.
I was about to say, you got to make a spray. That was where my mind was going.
Yeah.
Why aren't we doing like some sort of spray application here?
I know, right? But there is one thing I'd really like to show you, Erin, and let me just grab it really quick because I think that this is one of the applications that a lot of people sleep on, including myself. So I've got this right here. I don't know where the other one went, but these will work. Oh, here we go. Okay, this stuff right here. So wrapping string and yarn around different things, I'm in the process of these right now. They've been glued with one coat, but I basically took like an old trash can from the Dollar Tree, put some plastic wrap around it, and then wrapped yarn and coated it in Maker's Magic. Same thing on this little tube. I'm working on like a little like flower vase type of looking thing for faux flowers. But this bowl is completely, it's only rope and Maker's Magic, and it is strong, really strong. And so I got the shape by using just like a little piece of cardboard with some cellophane on it, and then I just wrapped string around it and painted on Maker's
just
Magic.
popped it out.
That's it.
Very cool.
It was dry in a day, and you have these like really cool little bowls and serving trays and fun stuff. I've even made coasters. Now, what some people I've seen do is they'll take mica powder and mix it in with the Maker's Magic and tint it. So one of the projects I have coming up is like a fake stained glass with puff paint, tinted Maker's Magic. But I've made different colored coasters and bowls just by tinting the Maker's Magic and painting it on. It's a ton of fun.
Awesome. Well, if you want to get any more ideas and see all the other cool things, make sure you head over to his YouTube channel because he's got tons of great ideas. Check out his Instagram. He's got all kinds of cool stuff happening over there. And we are needing to wrap it up because we got to get ready for the next live with Katie here in a few minutes.
So
but it's been
excited.
such a pleasure for you to be here. And I love all the amazing ideas. It is just so much fun. And I can't wait to play. Now that you've given me like the heat pressed and more than just on wood, like on leather. I'm dying to play with it on leather. Like that sounds like so much fun.
Oh, so fun. I am too. Thank you for having me, Erin. I really appreciate you making time for someone like me. It's always an honor to hang out with someone like you, master of their craft. I learned so much. And which is why we made a special coupon code just for you. So if you need anything, you guys can always email us or comment or DM. We look and see everything.
Sorry, that's my dog. I don't know if you could. Somebody's at the front door. So on that note, we're going to say goodbye.
He's agreeing. He watches the YouTube channel. Thanks, Erin. I appreciate you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.